What is up, guys? Welcome to a new video. Today we're going to look at my top 10 solo hard carry champions for the preseason right now. We did one of these for season 6, but a lot has actually changed. These in theory are the ones that are the best at just like popping off and kind of carrying the game. Remember though, they are my opinion, but I've looked up a lot of stats and I've tried to back everything up. Just before we kick this off, it is a video with Pro Guide, so thank you to them for helping to edit this together for me. There is a link down below to check out the site, their guides, some of my guides, and they've also launched a new app as well. Okay, so number 10 is going to be GP. He's not as good in the preseason as he used to be in my opinion, but he probably would have been higher before the nerfs at the end of season 6. He kind of fits this video idea perfectly though, because it's not really about your team at all, right? You don't have to get close, you triple barrel from really far away, plus your ultimate with the middle damage part. You can easily make the game like a 5v4 by deleting someone, maybe even a 5v3 if you delete 2 people. It just takes the pressure off of your team as well. You are a super late game champion. It doesn't really matter if you're unable to close out the game or your team kind of messes around a bit, you'll still be able to carry. Your lane phase is okay, but there's no pressure on you. It's not like you have to win or you're expected to. You have your ultimate to help other lanes, you just get free gold and you're just kind of stacking and waiting for items. The main point is really the put him at number 10. He's literally a one-shot champion and can be on multiple targets as well. Really high range away from the enemy team, and he can wave clear as well to stall the game. Final thing is his ultimate. Cross map, it helps others, it bursts people down. It's just a really good tool to get some extra gold and help your team. Number 9 is going to be Zed. So the new rework kind of screwed him over a little bit in my opinion. He's not quite as good as he used to be. In theory though, he's really good at roaming and snowballing other lanes. With the lead, he can do a lot of work. He does a ton of damage still, and there's no real easy way to actually deal with him after the item changes. Your ultimate is going to make it very easy to get on someone and assassinate them, means you have like a reliable way to use all of that gold you're going to get. Like if you get ahead, at least you have a way to use it. You can still do well in the laner phase. Once he gets the lead, it's hard to stop it getting out of control really. I think that's a big part of with all of these actually. It's like how easy is it to contain or stop that person from carrying? Because if it's really difficult, then obviously they're going to be able to carry and like solo carry a lot easier. Not every Zed can hard carry, so that's kind of why he's at number 9 a little bit, but a good one I think can or has the potential to. Dodging stuff with his shadows, damage with proper key placement, trading well. The main stuff really is your roaming is very good. You don't need many items to actually carry a game. You can start to do it quite early. You're really mobile. You're able to outplay situations and come up on top of them. Once Zed gets fed, it's hard to control him again, but exhaust really can shut him down late game, which is partly why he's at number 9. I know we're only at number 8, but we're already now into the top tier of carry champions in my opinion. All of these now are very good at hard carrying a game on their own. Most think Yasuo deserves a higher place in these videos, but the problem is he can be abused in the lane phase more than others, I think. In my opinion though, he is one of the highest skilled champions, and maybe not to face roll like when you get really fed, but like to outplay and destroy people when you're even or behind. That takes a lot of skill. You can dash around minions, like that makes him really mobile. Windwall can do a lot if you time it correctly as well, but late game he can legit just 1v5. He'll be semi-tanky, he has his passive, and one big ultimate could ruin the entire enemy team, but it's not even just the ultimate though. You have a lot of damage on your autos and your Q2, so even after your ultimate has been used or before it, you can still carry. If he gets a lead, he destroys 1v1 top lane, he even probably destroys 1v2. It's hard to stop him, and you have this synergy with your team, right? If they can knock up and you can ultimate from it, but it's not required. So the main stuff, he can legit 1v5, he can outplay quite easily, he has that utility side and the damage side of things. You can even get ahead early, that makes him carry earlier into the game, but you have to dive in, and actually like if your team is majorly behind, it gets a lot harder to do it. In the preseason, Twitch carries much harder than before, and I think he actually deserves a spot on this video. The new changes definitely help with that, so you'll stealth after 1 second for a longer duration, your W cast adding like even more poison and a better trade so he gets fed earlier. I personally like the new fervor too, but I don't think that really matters a ton for this video, but basically you stack it and then it does even more damage, so it's a really good finisher. You have a ton of damage no matter what build you go. Runes with your ultimate is crazy, but I guess the carry part is actually 2 things. One, team fights, like range and damage is insane, right? Applying poison and crits to everybody, so you just have to sit back and you right click. It's very easy. The second thing though is you can also roam and kind of gank like mid or the jungle or top lane. You appear where you shouldn't really be on the map. Most Twitch games I played in preseason haven't got that late because I get a few kills and then I kind of just turn around ganks, or I find people and I push towers afterwards. So the main stuff is you are a hyper carry. You can always stand a chance to carry the game, which is great. You have insane team fight damage. You can always just kill everything. Roaming can get you pretty fed and puts enemies behind, so it makes it kind of an easy game, and the lane phase is better, so it's easier to hard carry now. You don't really hold him back as much anymore. So the last one before we get into our top 5 is going to be Jackson. He was actually a lot higher in my previous one of these, but the game has changed a bit in season 7. He is a ticking time bomb though, right? Like you just have to get to the late game and you will stand a good chance to carry. A lot like Twitch actually, probably a better version of Twitch because of how much damage you have. You can literally 3-shot people with your ultimate passive. Once you get items, you can run around, you just whack people all day. You have the mobility mobility, you have a stun, you have defense from your ultimate. You're designed to be a hyper carry who can survive diving in, and you can just win by playing PvE if you wanted to. You get a lead, you stay top, thump towers and dive if someone tries to stop you. You can also win normally though in a standard game. You roam down, you team fight, you completely destroy people in a few hits. A lot of that is like base damage and items as well, right? Your ultimate third hit is free, so it's a lot of things working together that actually help him carry. It's kind of crazy as well that you only need 2 offensive items to hard carry a game. You can build defense so you kill and you don't die as well, something a lot of champions actually can't do. The main stuff is your ultimate damage and items just is insane together, and you can win by split pushing or by team fighting. You can build defense after just a few damage items and still 3-shot people, which is kind of crazy. You are a hyper carry, so it doesn't matter if the game goes later, but there is a downside: they can kill you faster as well. You have to dive in still. So starting off our top 5 is going to be Shaco, however you want to say. Kind of new-ish with the assassin update. Feels the same damage-wise, but a bit more outplay stuff, I think. You have the damage to hard carry a game on your own though, but this is a bit different actually with some of the other picks on this video. So with like Yasuo, right, he dives in, he just 1v5s almost if you're fed enough. Shaco can still jump in and kill people easily, but he also hard carries with his pressure and his ganks. You gank so hard with him and basically win lanes for your teammates. I think that counts for a lot here actually. It makes the game much easier, that stronger, so are you, and even if they do damage later and kind of help you carry, you've given them a free lane and a free win. If that was all, then obviously he wouldn't be number 5 though, right? Like, so he can win lanes, but the damage build is nuts. You have massive crits, basically one-shot the enemy carry and then use your ultimate to run around and escape and juke. It doesn't really matter if your team is bad if you delete people at the start. So the main stuff, he hard carries in 2 ways, right? By winning everyone's lanes and by killing everything himself. He legit one-shots people with crits. You have the dukes, you have the stealth to abuse as well. I guess the one downside is he isn't as reliable as the others. That's what holds him back at number 5. This is probably the champion that most people rage about, so as weird as this is actually going to sound, I think that counts for something. If you can make someone rage at how quick you die with Fizz, then obviously you're doing something right. Your damage is just as high, if not higher, after the assassin rework. You're huge fish, right? Your W auto reset. You don't even need your ultimate really, but like at 2 items, you can one-shot someone with your combo, which is pretty stupid. Your roaming is super good. You can get into ganks with your ultimate, your E, your Q, so lots of mobility, and you can also use that mobility to duke around fights, survive, and kind of wait for cooldowns again. Part of why I think he can carry so hard is because he goes in, he one-shots someone, then dukes or Zhonya's to come out and do it again. It's not like Zed where he's insanely good at killing one person and then just okay after. It doesn't really take much skill to carry when you're fed either. Like, it's very easy to get the job done and use that gold. The main stuff though is you have this long range engage with your ultimate now, so it means you can pick fights and you can catch from so far away. You have the follow-up damage, you one-shots, like damage after the one-shot as well. Your dukes, you dodge everything, you're so slippery. One downside is if your team is really far behind, then it does make it really hard to jump into team fights. That's why he's not higher. Now, as with all of these top 10 videos, something I like to do if you're new to watching these is I want you to guess the top 3 in the comments and see if you get them right. I'm just going to ramble at this point now to give you time to pause the video if you want to go and comment, because sometimes I just start the next sentence instantly and then I'm like, spoiler, I guess. So the third one is going to be Rengar. Arguably even better after the rework now because of a certain few things that I think help him carry even harder. So your guaranteed crit from your leap on the closest target makes it so much easier to burst at the start, and you can also just buy Infinity Edge early. You don't need crit chance to make it work because you just get the extra damage on that 100% guaranteed crit. Your Q is AoE damage now. You can crush multiple people and clear so much faster in the jungle. Also, the base damage on the Frosty version of it is so high. The Frosty stack's not lasting forever is actually kind of a good thing, I think, because you can ultimate more reactively now. You don't have to prep before you ult, otherwise it's useless. Like, that's how it was before. Now you can just kind of use it to counter gank, I guess. Your ultimate lasting so much longer and being a higher range is good and bad though. It lets them see you, but it lets you stalk more as well. And your W change, immune to crowd control. You can run in, delete someone, and use your Frosty W to just leg it out. And this is all as well as having the huge damage you have. The tank Rengar build that is out at the moment is stupid. All of this is making him so good to carry. You can find people alone and carry that way, but now even carry from team fights. So the main stuff is his kit is much better for carrying, in my opinion. The guaranteed crit, the Q AoE damage, and better farming. Your W is better to survive with because you're immune to crowd control. I have no idea. And you can also use your ultimate to stalk people, at least let you know where they are. Better to make plays with, I think. Your ultimate being camouflage is kind of a downside though, because if you get close, you can just get crowd control immediately. If your team is behind as well and they just group, it's actually very hard to do anything because you can't dive in 1v5. So number 2 is going to be Vayne. I think she's better than before, but the crit build just takes her to a whole new level of hard carry. Your Q does a crap ton of damage. Also 2 seconds cooldown with no cooldown reduction, which is stupid. The invisibility, you can't use pink wards to cope with her anymore in team fights, by the way. that is massive. That is why she seems so much worse in a team fight. Your overall damage is very high with the crit build. The AD goes into the Q with your shiv burst, so you can burst like lower health targets, but the attack speed into W damage and your crits. You're great 1v1 anyway, just as like your champion kit like is really good, a very good duelist, and now you're even better in team fight situations. It's actually very hard to lose 1v1s versus an enemy AD as Vayne. Like you can do it obviously, especially if they're fed, but like actually I think Vayne has a good chance to always 1v1. It means you can push or catch people, get gold that way. Eventually you're gonna carry though. You kill squishy and tank targets both so easily. The main things with Vayne though are you are invisible now, so you're actually really hard to stop her, I guess, or to counter her. Like kiting is insane as well with that stealth and just in general. The crit build will nail low health targets and also tank targets, but you are still an AD carry, and all the others in this video will be trying to pop you, so that is why she's number 2. So the number 1 spot is going to go to Kazakhs right now, and in my opinion, at the moment at least, kind of, he's like Rengar, but overall just does more. Why on earth Riot thought making his Q do a crap ton more damage when you evolve it was a good idea, I have no idea, because it does so much now. I think he's probably the best assassin at just solo carrying though through damage. Your mobility is insane with the jump reset. You jump in, you kill someone, you jump out. Maybe you jump in again, I guess. The ultimate invisibility means you can't even counter him at all. You have to kind of hope you can outplay or just like predict where he's going to be and run the other way. Your damage is nuts, as we said, like easily one-shot people, probably even before you land on the ground from your E. You really only need Warrior now and level 6 to evolve your Q, and that's when you start to carry. So you start to carry very early and you don't fall off either. Your dust blade synergy is really good. You reset that true damage for easily like 600 plus true damage in a fight, which is really high by the way. And also you can build defense after maybe like Warrior, Ghost Blade, Dust Blade, and be tanky while one-shotting people. The main stuff is invisibility, means you cannot really be stopped in team fights anymore. Your damage with your Q is so high you don't even have to be isolated really to one-shot anymore. The jump resets to get in and out of fights. You're actually kind of mobile really, and you build defense to end normally, so you're durable enough to hyper carry. Anyway, that is going to wrap up my top 10. Let me know if you would have had any different ones in here. For me, I thought about having Lucian, Irelia, LeBlanc, and Katarina in here, but just for the preseason, I don't think they fit, even though they can like hard carry a game. Thanks for watching if you're still here, but for now, let's go to the robots.